Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Tuesday, June 13th. Over the next few days, we'll still have more of the same with showers and thunderstorms across the Great Basin. However, showers and thunderstorms will start shifting east and south Wednesday and Thursday with drier conditions, at least temporarily, for parts of Idaho into northern and western Nevada. Otherwise, winds will be picking up on Wednesday over parts of southern Idaho with low humidity, but again, we've had continuous showers and thunderstorms for days, so obviously no concerns with fuel conditions. The only issue will be if we do have a start in some of the carryover dried grasses over southern Idaho, we certainly could see the fire run for a burning period until the winds calm down. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen scattered thunderstorms across the Great Basin, and again, these have been on the wetter side. We have had many reports of flash flooding, roads washed out from these continuous days of thunderstorms with the snowmelt and the saturated soil, so definitely some issues across the Great Basin with this precipitation. Otherwise, very low fire activity for the Great Basin, just some prescribed fire activity. Over the last 7 days and the last few weeks, we've had continuous showers and thunderstorms over the northern and western half of the Great Basin, so again, this is well above normal for the time of year for those areas. Drier spots still are southern and eastern areas of the Great Basin, so we are seeing below normal precipitation down there as well, although we do have at least a day here and there where we have some spotty showers and higher humidity. ERCs are low across the Great Basin. In far southern areas that have been the driest, they are trending very slowly upward, however still trending near to below average. Otherwise, ERCs continue to drop in areas that we see the showers and thunderstorms. The satellite loop from this morning still shows low pressure moving across the Great Basin, so again, this will generate another day of scattered showers and thunderstorms. And later this afternoon, again, most of those thunderstorms focused over the northern two-thirds of the Great Basin, so continued low fire potential region-wide. Relative humidity will be driest in the south. That will be free of most thunderstorm activity, so relative humidity around 15%, elsewhere above 25 or 30%. Winds will be breezy out of the northwest as this area of low pressure exits to the east, so we again will have a little bit more wind over the western half of the Great Basin with most of the gusts in the teens and 20s. As we move into Wednesday, a trough of low pressure moves into the northern Rockies, and this will help push this trough off to the east with a building ridge of high pressure off the west coast, so we will see some drier conditions temporarily, again for Idaho, northern and western Nevada as we move into Wednesday, with showers and thunderstorms over the southern and eastern half of the Great Basin. Relative humidity will remain low in the far south and will be drying out somewhat in Idaho, again as that trough moves by to the north and kicks up the winds and brings in a little bit drier air. So we will see those gusty winds on Wednesday for southern Idaho, with gusts potentially between about 30 and 35 miles per hour, maybe even some localized spots hitting 40 miles per hour. So again, that will be a concern if we have any starts in the dried grasses, but we've had moisture recently, so overall fire potential is still relatively low. As we move into Thursday, the trough pushes further east, so thunderstorms will move mostly into Utah, possibly far southern Nevada and Wyoming, with drier conditions for much of western Nevada and Idaho. And then you can see those relative humidities dropping in the west as well as that dry air moves in. Otherwise, winds on Thursday will not be quite as gusty as what we'll see on Wednesday, especially up in Idaho, but we still will have gusts in the teens to low 20s over much of the Snake River Plain and then also the eastern half of Utah. Precipitation, again, will continue across the Great Basin, with most areas at least seeing some light precipitation. The only exceptions are the far southern areas of the Great Basin. And then as we move into Friday, this moisture continues tracking eastward, but we have another low approaching the west coast. So this will bring moisture in by Saturday with a return of showers and thunderstorms over the northern half of the Great Basin. A little bit more drying in southern areas of the Great Basin as we move into the weekend, and this dry punch of air pushes into the southwest. But these showers and thunderstorms continue on Sunday in the north. Also, winds will be increasing as this is a fairly strong area of low pressure, with dry conditions down south. So we'll watch the wind on Sunday for some southern areas that will have those lower humidities. But right now, again, relative to what would normally be happening this time of year, fire potential is still relatively low. And then on Monday, that trough continues to drop into the west, so we'll continue with those showers and thunderstorms up north and drier and breezy conditions down south. And then the 7-day total precip is just in addition to the 3-day, so a little bit more precipitation moving in by the weekend up into Idaho again. And then the 8 to 14-day outlook taking us from June 20th through the 26th still shows cooler temperatures in the west with troughs moving in, but precipitation, at least above normal, will mainly be limited to still the northern half of the Great Basin. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.